Alrighty, hello everybody. This is video 678. This is like the first scientific approach that I'm going to try and do as far as a little bit of voice training goes. Cheers to you, my friends. I have the laptop precariously balanced on top of 3 books, and in the top right corner I have an amp meter, which I'll provide a link to on the website here, that just kind of watches your your voice, your pitch. It gives a little bit of amplitude. It's kind of a running thing. And on my keyboard down below, I have my cell phone going, which has a much better is a digital representation of my voice, my pitch, but it's really made for music. But I actually like it a lot better. I just wish it would be nice if it did, if it would always show what the pitch is in hertz, as opposed to and like the one up top is kind of a logarithmic scale, whereas this is more of a music octave scale. So I kind of like it better. But then I got my notes, and then in the top left here I've got a monologue which I'm going to read. And you know something, I'll read it. The other day I talked about your personality. You know, we change our physical bodies, and it allows us passively, for lack of a better word, to be feminine externally. And you know, obviously body language and what like that takes action. That's, you know, action. But to speak, and what I'm learning to speak in a more feminine voice, is a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of thinking up here. And as I've mentioned before, I'm not going to give any tricks, tips, secrets away at this. I mean, I really believe, and I understand, you know, as trans folk, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of money. Whatever money we have, we tend to prioritize into what's important in our transition. And the voice coach that I've reached out to, there's several voice coaches under this one thing. I don't want to take away from their income, so that's not what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to give away their method, for lack of a better word, because it's how they make their money. So, but we are going to play a little bit. You know, we're going to play a little bit. So this is the baseline. This is where we wanted to start. And I was supposed to try to talk. I might have to scroll down and see how long it was. I wrote it down here. To try and read at a certain time and then double it, to start at about 140 hertz. Whoops, I messed. Anytime I mess with the mouse, it messes with the amp meter, the pitch meter up here. And if you're wondering, my voice, according to the machines here, looks like is somewhere. See, my voice is not monotone. I naturally inflect my voice. I don't speak in a very monotone. So my voice goes up and down, which I think feminine is more feminine than masculine. When you think about a masculine male who just kind of speaks in a monotone and doesn't change their voice, you know, it's definitely inflection, you know, which I imagine would be very hard to break if you're in that habit. So my voice naturally kind of goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But if I had to pick an average, you know, I'm pretty darn close. If the initial was 140 hertz, let me see if I can get that. That's 140 hertz. And so my voice is naturally just a little bit above 140 hertz. Just a little bit above 140 hertz. And so I think I could naturally do that without really trying, to try and talk at 140 hertz. So I'm going to read a paragraph. Um, I'm going to read this, and again, what I want to example, what I'm hoping to get across here is that there are certain things that are limitations. We're limited in our voice in the same way that we're limited in our bodies, and if we can learn to break that. So I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to try to do it above 152. Like I said, I don't think it's going to make. I think since I naturally speak above 140 hertz, I think it's not going to be a big thing. But Ryan, there's something I have to tell you. I was born in 1931. I never lied to you. I am 23. But I've been 23 since the year 1954. I know, it's impossible, right? No one lives forever. But sometimes they do. In 1953, I got married. A few weeks after the wedding, I suddenly fell ill. My husband took me to a hospital. I was there for almost a week. I was in so much pain, and no one could say for sure what was wrong. One night in the hospital, a stranger came to see me. He told me, "Janie, you're going to die tomorrow." That was my name then, the name I was born with. Pretty straightforward, kind of interesting. It's a monologue from a play. So, of course, when I'm reading, I can't watch the scope, right? I guess you could get one that records it. But again, as I'm looking at my voice here, on average, my voice is pretty much above 140 hertz. So as I read that, I know it's impossible, right? No one lives forever, but sometimes they do. For the most part, I'm already over that that hump. And I'm not sure if I don't know how to just raise my voice a little bit. So let's try some stuff here. Well, that's right at around 200 hertz. That's right at about 200 hertz, and that's way too far from what we were trying to do tonight. So it's Ryan. See, again, for me to flip into that upper larynx, I'm going to overshoot. I wonder what it is. Let's try it. Here, 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 here is about 200 hertz. Here, 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 here. Ryan, there's something I have to tell you. I was born in 1931. I never lied to you. I am 23. But I've been 23 since the year 1954. I know, it's impossible, right? No one lives forever. But sometimes they do. In 1953, I got married. A few weeks after the wedding, I suddenly fell ill. My husband took me to the hospital. I was there for almost a week. I was in so much pain, and no one could say for sure what was wrong. One night in the hospital, a stranger came to see me. He told me, "Janie, you're going to die tomorrow." That was my name then, the name I was born with. Okay, I'm going to drop back down. Now again, none of that was looking at the meter here. None of that was under 140. So like I said, I think that's going to be easy for me, because I can't do that. So I'm going to pause here and rechange. I've got little tape on my monitor so I know what to not go under. So I'm going to pause.